Hi, welcome to Pleasure Sports. Today we're going to take a look at the Youth O'Neill Mutant. The O'Neill Mutant for adults and the Youth Mutant are identical in construction, so this video is appropriate for the adults as well as the youth version of the Mutant. And what is so great about the Mutant, and this is the Mutant 4 3mm, so you've got 4mm thickness neoprene in the core, and you've got 3mm neoprene in the shoulders and the upper body, and that's where you need the maximum stretch. So it got the name Mutant because of its the zip across the top of the hood. So you've got the ability to have a non-hooded wetsuit or a hooded wetsuit, and that's what allows it to mutate from a hooded wetsuit to a not hooded. And how it actually works is, if you take a look at the hood here, you've got a zipper along the front of the hood, and you've got it along the back. And if you look at this non-hooded neck, all you have to do is unzip this and take it off, and unzip the back and take this top neck off and put the neck on with the hood, and now you have a hooded wetsuit. So it's the first of its kind, and it's super comfortable, and it's really easy to get in and out of, and we'll go through those features here in a second. So how you can mutate the wetsuit again is to unzip the front and the back and change the two neck enclosures from hooded to not hooded, and both of them come with this wetsuit, so you don't have to buy anything extra. It already comes with the non-hooded and the hooded. So let's take a look at the core features and the materials and show you what you're getting for your money with the O'Neill Mutant. We've got two types of neoprene being used in the construction of this wetsuit. The first is the UltraFlex DS neoprene, and that's the stretchy four-way stretch neoprene in the upper body. And just to give you an example of some of that stretch, and this is 3mm neoprene in the upper body. It's a 4-3 wetsuit, super stretchy. On the lower portion of the suit, you've got a very durable stretchy neoprene called FluidFlex along here. Again, it's also stretchy, but it's not as stretchy, and it's in those areas that we're not moving around as much in. Another great feature of this wetsuit is the seam construction. So you've got a watertight seam here. The seam was first glued together in a manufacturing process, and then it was stitched. And the stitch you can't see because it's actually behind this weld. And so what this Mutant has is a weld along the exterior seams all around. 100% of the exterior seams have this weld. So you've got a really durable, watertight wetsuit, bound to last multiple seasons. If you take care of your wetsuit, it's almost indestructible. It's really amazing wetsuit. So let's take a look at a couple other things that you get for your money. In the wrist here, you have these cuffs, and you have these strips of liquid neoprene, liquid taping. And what they actually do is they actually help keep the wetsuit in place. So it helps keep your wetsuit at your wrist instead of pulling up on the forearm. And it also helps prevent the wetsuit from blowing out at the wrist, because you have to keep putting your hand in there. If you can imagine, your hand's a lot bigger than that. And so it has to stretch a lot, and you want it to be able to snap back. And by having those two pieces of liquid neoprene in there, or liquid taping, it's able to do so and give you several seasons of use without blowing out the seam. So you get that in the wrist. You also get it in the ankles. So it keeps it in place, also prevents it from blowing out. Another great thing that I want to show you about this wetsuit is its crypto knee pads. It's abrasion resistant, flexible knee pad. It's a great material because it is movable and flexible, and if you have a material that's working with your body and you're not having to work against it, you're not going to get as tired in your wetsuit. And what I love about O'Neill is the choice of materials they use, as well as the anatomically cut design. So if you take a look at the side of this wetsuit, it already looks like there's a body in it. It looks like you've got calves in it already because it's pre-bent. Looks like you've already got a bum in it, in the wrist, in the thigh and the butt here. It even has pre-bent arms. And what that kind of craftsmanship gives you when your body's in the suit is a nice snug fit. It doesn't allow water to pool excessively in the suit, so that you can just keep the right amount of water warm and heat it up without your body having to do too much work, without too much water pooling in the suit. So an anatomically cut design is just another leg up when you're using a wetsuit. Again, it brings down the factor of you getting tired in a suit that has too much material, and also your body having to heat up too much water because there's too much material around you. So it's beautifully designed. On the interior of this wetsuit, I'm going to go ahead and take off this neck piece here, and it just slips off. And you can slip this off on your own to change the the hooded to the non-hooded, but what I want to do is I want to show you how to get into the suit. So once you, this is a top entry suit, so once you're, take the top off, and I just let it flip back, you've got this really wide open gate, and it's the way they cut this to open. So instead of trying to get your body in that, what I like to do is stick my hands down into the armpit of the suit on both sides, and just flip the suit inside out. And now I'm like getting into a pair of pants. And this takes the whole upper body out of your way, and that way you can enter the suit this way. While I have the suit flipped inside out, I want you to see along the back chest of the wetsuit and along the back of the wetsuit, you have what's called Oneill's UltraFlex firewall. It's a thermal insulation, it's heat retaining, and it wicks away water, and it's nice and cozy. You can also see the singular weld on the interior of the wetsuit and see how well this suit is constructed. So this is going to keep your organs nice and toasty. It's going to wick water away so that your body is heating up efficiently within the material of the wetsuit, and it's going to help, that material is actually going to help this heat stay in and not leave your body so you can stay out in the water longer. Again, one more thing I want to show you along the back side of the wetsuit. There's no zippers along this wetsuit, and that's a great benefit. That actually allows you to maximize the stretch within the neoprene. So there's no zipper, so you get all this to stretch from. You have no seams in the lower lumbar area, lower back where you're bending, and that actually allows you not to have to put strain on two pieces of neoprene that might be along the seam construction here. So without having any seams here, you're able to stretch out naturally and reduce the possibility of you blowing a seam on the back side of your wetsuit. Another cool thing is you'll see this little pinhole here up by the mutant collar, and that's a drain hole. If any water were to get in on the sides here, it wouldn't pool up in here. It would naturally just drain out of this pinhole. You've got this great material, which is the other side of that firewall that I showed you, that red material. This is wind resistant and water repellent. This is along the back side near the kidneys to help keep your organs warm on the back. And you've got a nice big piece of it on the front. So a great wetsuit. And if you have any questions, or if you need to see more about the features, or if I missed anything, you can learn more about the Oneill Mutant at pleasuresports.com.